Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here. Just finishing up a shortened week, a holiday shortened week, coming out of the first week of January, and again Santa Claus rally. I have a lot to talk to you about in this video. If you sending out a lot of different information on this video, so some education, a review, just a lot of stuff here. So I want to try to get through it real fast. And first thing here, we had a great interview this afternoon, or this morning actually. Jeff Hirsch, stock trader Almanac, came by, and it was really good. I had a good time with him. We asked him a lot of questions, got a lot of history behind the stock trader Almanac. It was good. So I have that video, and I want to edit it and then get it out to everyone who might have missed it, because I think it was really nice and informative, and it wasn't suit and tie type of thing. And besides that, so that's going to go out hopefully to them tonight, maybe. For those who are not familiar, maybe not familiar with who I am, I'm DayTraderRockStar. I do a show every day, a market coverage show, trading show, live at DayTraderRadio.com. And actually, you're looking at the screen. The screen you're looking at right now is one of the screens that we use. And I trade mostly the futures during the day, and I take stock trades usually on a swing trade basis, holding those usually more than a week to a few months, and all based off the same methodology I use during this short-term scalping and the long-term. We look for those divergences. We look for momentum shifting. Bottoms and good pivots, and just a nice combination. We put it all together, and it comes out in a real good methodology with a tight criteria for entry, a tight criteria for an exit, profit levels. So we kind of define all that. Now that's our business plan. That's our business plan, and we have to abide by that business plan, especially with the future traders out there. And I kind of been focused on that a lot because it's such a great opportunity to make money just real fast, and it seems like when we look back at it, it's like, yeah, look at that, it's so obvious. But in the time when you're in the heat of the battle and stuff, and this is all happening, it doesn't come out like that. So you are always training to make ourselves better. We are training, and that's why I always constantly do review videos, because it's important to show you how well these work, and you have to build that confidence up, and you have to take those trades no matter what. That's why we're here, and if you don't, sometimes you don't even feel right about it. I'm not saying that that's fine. I fall to that, I fall into that category also. I'm a human being. I'm going to be affected by some emotional things. I might not have confidence. I might not, it's just your mind plays with you, and that split second means a lot in this game. So, we try to always, like a samurai, or just train, to control our body, to mentally control. And that's why we have to surround ourselves sometimes with a set of rules, criteria that has to be met. And it gives us more confidence that if we know each time we see this, there's a good shot it's going to go. And Craft Money actually pointed this one out in the room today. And I was looking, and I said, sure enough, it was a good divergence. And it went up. And we talk about, especially I refer to the prop traders a lot, because they always have to get to a goal. There's a goal at the end of the, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But you have to qualify, and you have to get a certain amount of, you want to qualify. And the sooner you qualify, the better chance. Then you get a real account, and then you want to basically, you're trying to make money. So you're using the prop account to do a real account and do well there, and why you're just basically withdraw money and just be a super duper trader. Easier said than done. Again, of course, if that was true, everyone would be doing it. But a lot of people are doing it now, and that's the marriage that I believe that that we have here is our divergence indicator, especially the divergence indicator, the high probability methodology, and the things that go, the little things, the top three setups, the 2020 bull flags, how strong they are, how easy they're to spot after you see them over and over and over again. And we tighten up their criteria. Each time we look at it, we tighten it up a little bit more. Maybe we're going to we're finding better performance if the 60-10 is above 85 instead of 80. And you adjust that, and you know that. And then your mind is keeping track of the statistics and stuff. And you do it as much as you're doing it. If you are doing it more towards a full-time endeavor, or if you're doing it part-time, this is a fascinating, puzzle to figure out. Is the markets, and the buying, the selling, and trying to put all the pieces together. And so we have so many indicators. Everyone's trying to get a clue. And I honestly believe that, what I teach, there is nothing better. Now, it could be definitely there's things that's good out there if you want to do it. But for me, this is I understand it. It's very logical. It's mathematical. It gives me an entry, an exit, and I see them. And I see them like, the little kid with Bruce Willis seeing dead people. I see divergences setting up very easily, and we've added things to that. We've added other indicators because I don't know how many shows I've done, but I've been on the air teaching this methodology since 2007. So imagine that every single day looking at these four wavy lines, and you start to see things that just appear, and the reason I have the four lines is, it's all part of the methodology too. I try to teach that to our members, to give them a good foundation, because no matter what, I always say, show me a divergence and I'll show you 9 times out of 10 a stock moves in the direction of the divergence. If the divergence qualifies on our list, which it does. And again, I'm not going to go into whole divergences right now. If you want, again, I consider myself an expert on this, and that's what we teach here at Day Trading Radio. So today, we're trading, and there's a beautiful divergence right there. And I was looking at the time frame. It was a tough time frame. It was a Friday, and again, sometimes you talk yourself out of things. It was actually a great setup, and I think I took it here, but I got out here right up against that trend line. I was like right at the point. We're either going to go down or we're going to go up. We did a 1-2 type of thing. These are why the blue lines are there, is because I was talking about it. So, all right, this is a key area. We're either going to go down and probably head down lower, or if we break out here, we're going to go. It's a bigger trend. And exactly what happens is we broke out. Once we broke out, you can see volume came in. And little things like that probably tell you that the trend is going to, carry on a little. And again, then once we got embedded here, you had, that end of the day. So you ended on a good note, a nice bounce, but it all started with a divergence. And all day, our 2020 bull flag, perfect. Nice push. These things are very easy to understand. You just have to have the patience for them to, wait for them to come around. All right, so right here, the screen that you're looking at here, I was just going over the screen. For people to come in the morning, maybe are newer to the show, or maybe new trial members or members, just remember everything. The market started at 4 o'clock in the morning. Not that you're going to get up at 4 o'clock. I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock or anywhere close to that. But this scanner will start then, and that'll start picking up stocks in the pre-market that are moving that fit a criteria. And these stocks are usually the ones that get, the beginning ones that run 100, 200%. So there is a type of trader, we call it the low float popper. Typically it's lower float stocks, lower price stocks. But the important thing to remember is that, anytime you come here or on here, you could, this will be up here, just like that. Look at this, I got a marker here, professional. That'll be up and that'll be down here on the bottom. You can't really see too much, but there's another scanner that's going on. This is a scanner for a divergence scanner. It's a divergence scan, and I'll push that up a little. Let me see if I can grab that and lift that up a little like that. And right now, SNPS is actually the only one that's on there, and we know when the market's pulling back. I'd like to look at this as an indicator. This is a formula that I wrote. That kind of it's one of the first things I did with TC2000. And basically I'm searching for a divergence. But the way the way this came out is very mathematical. So sometimes you have to really visualize what you're seeing. But it gives me good setups, and when we have this, there's a lot of candidates in this scan, like anything over 10 to 13, or up to 20. If you have 20 of the S&P setting up as divergences, and they're showing up, and these are only scanning the S&P 500. Anything those high numbers mean that the markets are ready to bounce turn around, because that's what happens. You get this huge divergence across all sectors and in the market itself. Yeah, so getting back here. So I was looking at the markets today, and I was talking about that divergence. We came back, and we had these textbook flags, and these are the two indicators that, or two setups that we really like to trade during the day. And everything until something shows up, maybe a super signal on the rock bot, we're just hanging out and going over stocks and looking for maybe one of these starting to move. We do that most of the day and take a lunch break and stuff. And but when the days are on, that's why we come to work for that divergence type of setup. And I've been working hard on sending out the Zello alerts to the members. Zello alerts are alerts that go out when we see super signal. It's a audio alert that comes across on your phone. It's really cool. You download the app, the Zello app. You connect to our Futures Traders Audio Network on the app, and when I have a setup, I push the button and call out the setup. And I only send out the what we call HPS, pure HPS setups, high probability setups. And and I have a whole list of it. It's actually on the site. I won't go into each one that I send out, but the main one is that divergence setup, and actually the super signal. The super signal is a script, and I'm going to put it on here right now. Let me get rid of that yellow. I don't like that yellow up there. After my beautiful artwork, there it goes. Look at that, Johnny. Go. All right, so this is this is on the rock bot. I restarted this. Typically, this is set. I'm going to put the watermark back up here. There we go. Give me a second here. Messed up something here. That has to be white. All right. So it's running the super signal quad on the 300 tick. Now, starting next week on Monday, it's going to be running a prop account on that one. Instead of having it on the sim, we're going to put it on the prop account. And we're going to have a separate one. I'm actually going to get one tonight before midnight. They have a special flash sale going on at the Bullinox for $22.90 for a 50K account. So I'm getting one right after I do this video and setting it up. And that will be running on the Rockbot channel starting on Monday. So the other thing is, and the coupon code on that is, if I forget after, if you want to do it, the coupon code, and it's only good until midnight, so it's only good tonight. It's a flash sale. It's really cheap. It's $22.80 for the 50K account, which I would just recommend getting because it's a $20 bill. DTR 50K. DTR 50K, just in case I forget that. It's DTR 50K. That's for the 50K account, and the 100K account I think is like $40, and that's DTR 100K. That's the coupon for that. But they knock off it's almost like 85, 88% off, which I think is good. So that's what's going to be running on the that's what's going to be running Monday on thing. Now I'm going to kind of manage it, and that's that was always the problem I had, because I tell people with the super signal, never let it run overnight. Don't let it go into chop or trade into news or volatile areas, because you have parameters set on these, and people have to remember that. Here's the parameters, and the parameters are set. I look at the market conditions. If the market was really tight and not really giving us big moves or anything, we'd probably tighten up our profit. If you were going against the grain, there was a bearish bias to the markets, and it's been selling we've been selling the pops, and we've gotten into that bearish tone, and you can see that. So you could adjust these to capture on the long side, to capture less profit, because sometimes you won't get those big bounces. You probably get a little bounce. But right now, seems to be tuned in almost perfectly. So we're looking at six contracts, and again, you could adjust this. You could, to how many contracts you want, how many cars you want, and you just put it down there, and then just spread them out on how you want to get out first target, second target, trailing stop. How you want to adjust those. But right now, this is pretty good. Except what I would do here, make sure your trailing start ticks is at 1. All right, because there is a little glitch in the rhythmic platform when it talks to NinjaTrader scripts like this, and for whatever reason, I keep on saying there's a big thread talking discussion on the NinjaTrader site and on the rhythmic site, and they have workarounds and stuff. But right now, we could just put 1 in there. That means it has to go up 1. If it goes up 1 tick, it'll activate the second part of the strategy, or add in the trailing stops and stuff. But if it doesn't, then for whatever reason, sometimes it does not put a stop in, a hard stop. So you have to. I wouldn't trust it with. On everything else, it works fine. Like your interactive brokers, it's only with rhythmic has an issue with it, some kind of pairing of their orders and stuff with stops. It's only with rhythmic. Everything else works fine with other brokers. So try to remember that, to put that as a 1, and then you adjust that to your account, and then you enable it. And let's just put it on for now, because I want to go back and show you. Now we'll go there. Now what it'll do is go back then. It was up about, I think it was up over $1,400, maybe $1,600. I can't read it. It's in the red there. Sometimes I can't even read it. Right now it's goose eggs because it's reset. No, I don't see any. I don't see it here. It doesn't look like it's activated yet. Enable. Let's take a look. Oh, there they are. All right. With the tick, it's different. Even after, the tick, we have it set at a tick chart. You could put it on the 1 minute time. A lot of people watch their charts on the 1 minute time frame, but don't run the bot on the 1 minute time frame. It's too choppy. The parameters are not set up for that. If you want to set that, you have to do some, back testing and see where your divergences are aligned. Remember, each thing is really kind of based on a divergence is going to happen. You're going to get a bounce. Is that bounce going to go high enough to get to your first profit area that you just assign on your bot? It's basically you're going to get the move. It's just how to adjust these and knowing what type of market you're playing in. If you're in a downtrending market, you're not going to get the big bounce. If you're uptrending market, you're going to get much. So you adjust these things, or you let it get you in a position, and then you manage it. And that's what I like to do because I'm here all the time. And that's why we use the Zello alert now. So the Zello alert, I try to send out things that I know are what we call high probability zones, usually really strong divergences, and it has to be a super signal too. And then I have to, make sure that the market conditions around the trade are good. I don't like taking trades off right on the lows. Some other things I won't, send out a Zello alert because there'll be news, Fed talk, Fed speak. We'll have, I have my list of times and where all the news comes out. So if there's anything important, we kind of stay shy away from that. And again, you could see. So what I'd like to let this thing do is get you in, because sometimes I'm watching it and I'm entering after I see it on the, I see it go on, and then by the time I place my order on my platform, it's already popped up and taken first profits. And I'm like, holy crap, that was really fast. These things rip out of the gate. They go real fast. So I like it to get me in because it's no thinking here. You're not second guessing yourself. The reason you're getting in is because it does qualify. It's the big thing is, are you going against the market or are you going with the market? If you know that, your battle is completely, you're going to win. You're going to get the moves, but you're going to get out early. This is a game about not holding long, too long. It's also a game about trying to let your runners run, but there's signs here. There's signs that you have to respect, and you can't just say let your runners run when the stochastics are embedded down here and you have a fast rotation. You got the trade's underneath the 20, it's underneath the 1500. All these things are like weighing on the scale of we're in a downtrend. When you're in that condition, you have to approach your trades as these are bounces, and I'm going to get out as fast as this rotates above 80. Your 9-3 rotates above 80, and you want to be looking to get out. All right, and that's just a non-emotional, that's just a kind of keep you out of trouble type of trade until market conditions get better. If you want to trade a downward trending market. Now, yeah, you can trade a downward trending market. It's just like an uptrending money. You're looking for bull flags. Well, here you're looking for bear flags, and the bear flags are set up just like a bull flag. You have the rotation. You have this is underneath 20. You got a fast rotation above 80, and the price holds underneath the 20 or 50 period moving average. Both of them are usually fine. Typically, your 20 is going to hold first a couple times, and then your 50 will hold. This is like almost textbook of how we always see this. We always see the 20 hold a couple times, then it breaks through the 20, but the 50 comes right in for just whatever reason and just shoots it back and smacks it down back under the 20. Always the first test after a final breach of the 20. It's a great indicator to trade off of. And again, that's also lining up. It's also lined up with the overbought stochastics here. So, that was kind of a textbook area too, if you wanted to go short there. That's the indicator. Why wouldn't you, Why wouldn't you? Why didn't I? I don't even know. I would have to check. Maybe I did. But I don't think I did. But as you can see, the it's getting you in, and it's going pretty good, and it's like taking out these first profits. And there's a high probability of that going up. Now, the trailing stop here is giving it some room to run. So you can easily get out of everything here and change your whole, if this thing was up it was up like about $2,000 trading the 5 contracts today. If we took everything off on the first off the first target, or took all contracts, we're going to have a different outcome too, depending on how the trailing stops worked. Did they work way up here, which is this one? Like a big move up. It continues, and then finally got a trailing stop here, which is nice. But that's giving that some room to run. That's what I did. I gave it some room to run. That way we could take advantage of. And look at this. Look how well that worked. And look where it gets you in. So definitely want to use this to your advantage. It's not it's not the holy grail. It's not. It will, and if the market crashes and stuff and things start to free fall, this might give there might be a stutter step bounce in the market that triggers a divergence. But because of the overall pressure in the market, selling just comes right back in. It doesn't even bounce. There are all different circumstances that surround each of the signals, and that's my job. That's what I host, is basically to kind of give you the commentary, give you a little color on the signal, and work together and let these things work for you. So we had to let them work for us. Each one of these things, these areas are like 10, 20-point moves. It's ridiculous. And it's there for you, all right? And it's there for all the members who are members. You get all the scripts here with the lifetime membership. I'll throw a blast plug in there because it's going away tonight. So I would take advantage of it, because upcoming scripts are going to be just as good. And, this is I got something really special planned in the new year. And I haven't announced it. I talked about it, but it's going to be, of course, you're going to want to be probably a lifetime member, because it is such a big item. That it's going to be a lifetime item. Lifetimers are going to get it. But everyone will get to see and have a good option as if they like it or not. It's going to be a hit. I'll tell you this. I'm working on it every day. I can't tell you. I almost wanted to blow it and to talk about it. I was like, hold on, Johnny, don't do it yet. All right. Oh yeah, sale. So there's a last sale tonight. Email me ironaction@yahoo.com. So we got that out of the way. Seeing the setups today. This was the 300 tick chart. Again, I'm not going to go run through each of the setups here. But even the ones that in the downtrending market we were selling off, we did get those initial bounces. Remember, downtrending market underneath the 20-50 period moving average, obvious directional flow here. Take it off every time it actually fails. Even if it starts to bounce and it doesn't get up to the 80, it gets up to 70, starts to take over, take it off. You might have a tick or two, cover commissions, whatever. You got to just play the manual. The manual is going to work for you. Anything less, the whole system's corrupt and you start, messing around with things. And that's the hard part. And that's why most traders are not going to make it, because I even have a hard time. Like, I'm at the end of the day, like, oh, look at this. This might be something. I'm going to try to get, might be something. Where did that come from, Johnny? This might be something. I want 100%. I know that setup. Like, oh man, that's that setup. I want to get on the phone. That's a Zelle alert. Big Zelle, take a shot on this one. It's only $22 right now. And I said, take a shot on it. And lots of times these things will run 10, 20 points. Hey, Tex. Yes, it is. It's live. So that was the 300 tick. Now, let's put it on the NASDAQ. Let's see if their setups were good on the NASDAQ on this. Sometimes you will have an index not perform too good. Certain things, it's almost like things are in a rhythm and things are easy to see. Let's see what showed up here. All right, let's say this one. And again, the parameters would have to be set different too because of the thing. But I could tell you that one didn't really get any type of bounce. Even this was choppy. See, this is not made for the NASDAQ. On the 300 tick one, it'd probably perform much better, like on the 5-minute time frame and stuff. Yeah, there's a couple candles. Remember, 5 minutes. You're looking at a 20-minute chart. You get 10 more minutes in the trade to the upside. This is actually on the 5-minute. Let's see what the NES. Probably going to be the same. Yeah, the market looks pretty much the same here. Yeah, it works really good with the ES, and I stick to the ES on this one with the 300 tick. It works good on the 5-minute. Would not do the 1 minute. Too choppy. The 1,000 volume is the other one we started seeing really good results out of. So I recommend having the 1,000 volume, 300 tick, and the 5-minute all on your screen. When they all line up, if they all line up at the same time, boy, you got a great opportunity there. That would be considered a super signal. And I'm trying to do that on the I want to do that on the Rockbot channel, but I was afraid that the cutting this charts into squares, it'll be four charts on there, people wouldn't be able to see it too good, or they just rather see the big one, the ES on the 300 tick. So if you guys have any suggestions on that, if you think it would be good to have all four, the 300 tick, the 1,000 volume, the 5-minute, and then whatever, a miscellaneous, maybe a NASDAQ, and a 4-cycle. All right. So here's the 1,000 volume, and Yeah, see, we were down at the end here. It was about this is around 250, and it wasn't really the bottom. Actually, it's hard to say where that candle went down to. It might have been but it was choppy here before it kind of rotated up a little. But it wasn't really anything that you would probably hold on to. That was about a little before 3 o'clock. To about 3:30. So this is about 30 minutes right here. Yeah, this is just that's on the 1,000 volume chart. So nothing to go in there. This one again. What time was this? So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You get these all lining up. This is the last two. I remember these were the 300 tick. This was the 300 tick also. So these were the two 300 ticks. But plus it was a 1,000 volume. So and it probably was a 5 minute. When they all line up. You got to go all in, especially on your prop. You got to take your shot. It would be a little bit more aggressive. You got to be a lot more aggressive. All right, and give it a shot again, especially when you're dealing with prop accounts that are $20 a shot. That's your shot, and this is your highest probability trade right now. When you're 1,000 volume, which is at what time is it? Did I say? Let me see. I forget how to do this. I need to get the crosshairs. So this was 317. 1317. 117. 117. 117. Is that yesterday or that today? That was today. All right, 117. Let's put it on the 300 tick. And let's go to 117. All the way. 117. Ooh, look at that. We're at 117. It's 117, and we had a double here, which is, and that's another thing I'm doing a whole new video. I've used this so much now. I know the spacing of these two lines and how they come into play here. And what this means, I want to get my thoughts out on paper and get some of the data on this. But even how these things set up on the bottom when you have one and then you have another one. When I notice that and I do back testing of that scenario playing out, that's like, this is the type of statistics I like. It's like, all right, every time that this type of bottom happened, there was a couple choppies. What's the time difference before it started rotating back up? But again, what we're really worried about is making sure I don't want to get sidetracked, making sure the 300 tick, the 1,000 volume, and again, what time is it? 117. The 300 tick is at 117. The 1,000 volume is at 117. I'm going to go back here. It's also back here too. Look at that, those perfect entries almost, except that one back there. But let's see here, 117. Now the last one, we'll see what the 5 minute time frame says. 5 minute time frame. Here's one. No, it wasn't a 5 minute. There was a 5 minute here. But you know what? I'm not disappointed in that. I still would take both the combination of the 300 and 1,000. This is definitely oversold on the 9.3. It just didn't trigger. It might have been off of, Here we triggered one. It was 345. 345. I was wondering if we had another one at 345. No. That's interesting too. What the heck? $8:30. Let me see. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. When did you throw that in? I must have missed something here. So I don't know when that came in here when you asked that, Jerry. I wasn't looking at the chat. This is on the 300. Let me just, you know what? Fact is, the 1,000 volume, the 300 tick, 5 minute, those are the ones you should have all on your chart. And if they all line up, that's just a more of a great setup, I believe, for a bigger move. It was on the 5 minute maybe. Hey, remember, 5 minute could give us a divergence, but unless there it is. Yeah, I was going to say that's a 5 minute right there. Super signal. You're looking maybe over here, maybe. Yeah, like from here to here. Yeah, I just know how the formula is, how many candlesticks I'm taking in consideration here. It goes back to about 30. I think we're missing this low in my formula, and it's probably not giving us at that point, it's probably around here, and it's above the 20. It's just not correctly lined up. But visually, I know what you're saying. So that could happen, I think. I just think I didn't have enough, it's just not kind of scripted for that. But here, there was one here. There's a low. Well, that was underneath the 20 line. It has to be above that 20 line. But that was that was a good one right here. It was a little steeper. And that was the reason it didn't trigger, is because the first stage didn't go under 20. That's the reason that didn't. That was a very higher level divergence. Here, let's see here. Oversold. It got choppy. 3 o'clock. Bigger pictures are bigger. It's another thing. I want to finish off this video real fast. Get it out because I know there's some valuable stuff on it, especially if you want to get those coupons. DTR 50K. DTR 50K. That's the $22.80 50K account. I'm going to get that. I'm going to do that myself right now after I send this out. And we'll put it on the RockBot channel on Monday, and we're going to use it on the 300 tick, but I am going to control, I am going to manually let it get me in, and then I'm going to control the trade. Because I'll know if I want to take it off early. Because I do have that starting the program. You know what? I have something new in the next script version of the script. There's going to be a button. It's a safety net button, meaning you could click on the button if you want to have the trade exit on your first rotation of the 9-3. So if you're trading like a downward trending market and you want to run along, you hit that check block, and I mean it'll automatically take it off after you got above the 80 line. So it kind of takes it out of your hands, but that's probably usually the right thing to do when you're trending a downtrending line. Every time your 9-3 gets over 80, you should be selling. Look at every time here, even though we're going sideways, it's just the right thing to do most of the time. So especially in a downtrending market, and we'll have these days where we'll know there's some bad news out there and the market's trending down. It'll be easy picking, sell. Even today, this is not bad. I mean, this is, like I said, this week was kind of pretty organized, and I like that. These nice big moves. Because when you look back at it, here's a quad rotation right here. This is what was that? Even though that's on the tick chart, so let's not count that really. But you can. I'm sure it's on the 1 minute time frame is where I usually count the quad rotations. Let's see if that changes here. I don't know if it turned or not. There it goes. I'm like, what? I'm checking. We'll let this thing go here. Oh, here's that line in the bottom. There we go. Now it makes it easier to see. Now I only have, on this version, I only have 3 stochastics. Normally I have the 4, but we don't really use the 40 too much when I'm looking on the RockBot, because this is I'm not using 40. I use the 40 a lot on my own, just as part of the quad rotation. But I use 40 here. If there's a divergence in the 40, that's an all-out automatic entry. Yeah, the managers. All right, so this is the end of the video. Day Trader Rockstar for Day Trading Radio. We'll be back on the air Monday morning. And don't forget, end of the lifetime sale today. The end of the flash coupon, DTR 50K for the 50K account, $22.80. And then we're going to do the watch list coming up next. I'm doing actually doing some research watch list stuff. And then that's it. I got to get out of here. See you on Monday.